Hello everyone and welcome to MasterExcelNow. Today we'll work with charts and we're going to take the very basic ones for the beginners today. So on screen you would see that I have some sales data for fruits and I have the name of the fruits here. And then I have months January all the way to June where there is a quantity that has been specified for each of these fruits. At the end, I have a grand total which tells me what is the total quantity sold for that particular month. Now, this is data which is in text format, and I want a visual representation. Hence, we will create a chart. Usual case, what we do is we click anywhere within our data, go to Insert, and then we click on Recommended Chart, and it gives you the information. See, so you can choose the one that you need, and you can populate. So let's quickly create one and click OK. So your chart appears on top of your data. I'm going to move it here a little and then let's scroll down, make it bigger. Great. So I have my chart and it's too colorful and good to look. Now what you'd see is it has information about the fruits. It has information about grand total. And here is the legend so that I know which color represents which month. So this is great. So what happened was when I had selected my data by just clicking inside one cell, system, the Excel picks up the data range on its own. However, I don't want the grand total because it just you know outplays everything else. I want a visual representation of each of these items independently. So for that to happen, let me delete this chart real quick. What we are going to do is we're going to make a selection and then go to Insert, click Recommended Chart, and this time you don't see any grand total. So let's go with the chart that it has recommended to us. Now we will again move this chart. So make sure your mouse is at the corner edges so that you don't move the component. I'll show you what. So when I say component, let me first bring it here, make this chart a little bigger. So chart is comprised of component. First is the border, then this is your play area. So you can move this play area as well. See, so I don't want that to happen. Hence, I will keep my mouse on the extreme edge when moving my chart. So perfect. Let me bring it a little down here. So our chart is back. We are here. Let me make it a little more bigger and we are good. So it tells me for the month of Jan, I have these sales and each of them has a couple of bars. Each bar represents one fruit. So for example, blue represents apples, orange represents banana, and so on. You can see the same mentioned right here. This is called the legend. So it denotes what color is showing what value or what item. This part shows the number of sales. So from 0 to 100 and all the way to 700, which is the highest. So it will automatically calculate the periodic difference. So if it was, let's say in thousands, it will say 1,000, 5,000, 15,000. If it was in millions, then it will say 1 million, 5 million, and so on. So Excel will do that number calculation on its own. Now, once you have your chart ready, there are two things. Chart design will come active and the format will also come active as long as your chart is selected. So right now my chart is selected and here I have a few options to play with. So if you don't like the color and theme, you have a few other options that you can select. So let's say you select this chart, it will show you the number of sale. However, if you see on the axis that was on the left side of the chart has gone away. Let me show you again. So here I had the sales numbers here, but if I take this chart, it brings the sales number on top of each of the bar. Similarly, if you go with this one, it will give you a gray background. The sales number will come in the center of each bar and the sales number on the axis, the left axis will go away. Then you have this. So make a choice, whichever feels comfortable with you and the one that you like. will be the best one for you. So I would like to go with this. So now my chart design is perfect. I have the numbers and I have the index. So I can see apples, oranges based on their color. If you wanted it the other way, you wanted, for example, instead of Jan, it should say apples and it should have all the 6 months. All you need to do is keep your data, which is your chart selected. And here it says switch rows to columns. So click on it. And now you see what has happened is the legend has turned for months. And here you have apples and then you have January, February, March, and so on. Similarly here. So this shows me how Apple has sold highest in the month of March. Then if you actually see, most of my highest sale numbers are in the month of March. So this way you can see how your data or your sales are happening. It can give you a business viewpoint and you might want to see or probably explore further how you can make more sales. Let's go back to what it was for months. This is what I am wanting. This is what I want, and hence I like to keep it this way. Once you've done this, so far this is the basic chart, and we want to add a few details. Like here you have your chart title, right? So I want my chart title to say, let's say, fruit sales. So here I've typed fruit sales, click outside, it's done, right? I could have done this by clicking here, saying an equal to. So the equal to will appear here on the formula bar. Now I want to pick this information from the chart data. So I will select my cell, which is this, and hit enter. So you see, it takes fruit sales from there, right? Okay, then let's also check a few quick layouts. Quick layouts are there are options that you can use to change the way your data is being shown right now. So the chart style is different from the chart. So here, for example, when I click this one in lifetime, you can see at the bottom here, let me click this real quickly. So here it gives you the data as well by month. And then the data from within the cell has gone away. You have a title that you can give. So for example, I want to say units sold, right? So it gives me that. Or I can choose another. So I'll go again and I probably want this one or this one. So here you can see. So this is like an overlapping one after the other. So January becomes first, February ahead, March next, and so on. And there's a small portion which is an overlapping, right? So your chart can go into multiple ways if you use views and see which one works for you. If I use this, then my titles that were at the bottom go away. Here, I have two axis title I can write. Okay. So what I can do is, for example, here, I can say months. And here again, I would say sales units sold. So this is my chart. This is for the beginners who are actually just getting started. Now, let's check a few quick things before we close this video. So here, when your chart is selected, let me close this and show you again. So I have my chart selected and I want to make some changes to it again, right? So double click on it and this window will start. So here it says fill and it says automatic. And let's say I want to put a gradient fill and I can choose the colors and it will show here. I can go back to automatic if that's the need. Then it says border. So let me say I need a solid line. So you see here becomes a stronger solid line. Then you can add transparency to it to a certain value. You can increase the width. So let's just increase it randomly. See. Now my chart has a very strong borderline. Okay, so all of this can be done from this window. I have a few text options as well. So if you want to check some text options and you want to add shadow, you want to give them some glow. So you can work and play around with these to see which one best fits your need. You also have a few 3D options, 3D formats here, and you can see how it works for you. So one thing that you could also do to, make changes or make it more beautiful is to add pictures to your chart. What you can do is select your chart, go to insert, click picture, and then place over cell. So it'll ask you where your image is. So my image is in the device. Once I click it, here is the image that I have downloaded just for this purpose. So I will click on the image that I need and click insert. So it comes here. I can float it. Now remember, even if I want to drag it outside the chart, it won't go. Okay. So now this image is there. I'm going to minimize it a little, shorten it, and now I will bring it here and place it right next to the apple. I can do the same for banana, orange. You just need to do a little bit of work, and here we go. So now I can see apple here, right here. So what happens now that this data is done? Let's say you've done banana, orange, grape, and mango. All of this is done. You can copy this and directly go to any other software, Word, Publisher, PPT, and paste it there. So how we are going to do that is we are going to open up Word and pasted my data. So the chart shows up. You can do the same with PPT, Publisher, and any other software. So this is pretty much what I had with charts. I hope you liked the session. If you did like the session, do remember to press that thumb icon. That's very, very important for us. Like, share, and subscribe the video and keep enjoying. Thank you.